一銭差し上げます。
In the 17th century, Ingen and other monks returned to Japan from China and brought with them teachings of the Ōbaku school of Zen Buddhism. At the same time, they brought to Japan aspects of the Ming Dynasty culture, including Sencha, a new style of enjoying tea. This is the beginning of Sencha's history in Japan. Sencha quickly spread throughout Japan, along with other influences of the Ming Dynasty, including poetry recital, art appreciation, and a passion for culture and refinement. Before Sencha, Japanese tea culture focused on matcha, prepared using the practice of cha-no-yu. Originally, Sencha was steeped in Chinese influence, but over time, the Japanese transformed it into a unique tea culture all their own. Baisa-ryu, a monk of the Ōbaku school of Zen Buddhism, further developed and popularized Sencha as a method of enjoying tea. Baisa-ryu is known as the founder of Senchado. He traveled Kyoto selling tea while preaching Zen Buddhism and championed simplicity and austerity as the core of tea culture. People in educated circles were charmed by Baisa-ryu's teachings and free spirit, and he became widely respected. One of his admirers was the famous Japanese author Ito Jakuchu. Sencha became a staple among educated circles, and through Baisa-ryu's influence, Sencha was refined into a unique cultural practice. Eventually, the practice of Sencha tea brewing spread to the masses, and the Way of Sencha, known as Senchado, solidified its place within Japanese culture. Over time, different regional brewing procedures, known as otemae, developed into schools of Senchado. And that is how Senchado developed into a Japanese cultural institution and an integral part of Chado, the way of tea. Even today, many different schools of Senchado are passed down and actively practiced throughout Japan.
深源でございます。
In Uji City, within Kyoto Prefecture, there is a temple called Ōbakusan Manpukuji. There, they practice Zen Buddhism, but have also developed a unique form of tea ceremony known as the Obakubaisa School of Senchado. It is named for Koyugai Baisa-ryu, who rejuvenated interest in Senchado during the Edo period. This particular school strives to carry on the legacy of Baisa-ryu and his ideal of tea as a means to bring people together. First and foremost, an instructor performs daily training. Students gather in the training hall, and they practice proper form and technique. This training involves proper handling and usage of the various teaware. Students study and practice over and over to achieve beauty in their posture and movement. This entails cultivating an aesthetic sense, so that maintaining proper form is like second nature. An aesthetic sense includes being aware of beauty in hand and body movement, posture, behavior, and polishing every single aspect of your performance. By perfecting beauty of body and mind, students will be able to host their own tea ceremonies. This aesthetic sense they gain through training also has positive benefits for their day-to-day life. Our other key role is performing tea ceremonies. It is a special space where we invite guests to enjoy our hospitality. For several years, I have hosted tea ceremonies in Suntory Hall in Tokyo, which can seat almost 800 people. Usually, I would sit across from and serve another person, but for this event, people paired up and served each other. We created a unique atmosphere by combining Senchado with jazz and traditional Japanese music performed on flute. A tea offering is a special ceremony where tea is gifted to a shrine or temple. The Obakubaisa School developed from tea ceremonies conducted at temples. So tea offerings are an important part of the practice for everyone, from Grand Master to student. Every year, we perform tea offerings at places like Ōbaku-san Manpukuji Temple, as well as Hiyoshi Taisha Shrine in Shiga Prefecture, which is said to house the oldest tea garden in Japan. In addition to the common indoor tea ceremony, we also perform outdoor tea ceremonies, known as nodate. It is said that Baisa-ryu often took his teaware on the road and brewed tea for people along his journeys. The roots of outdoor tea ceremony may be in Senchado. I often enjoy getting out in nature and sharing tea with others. I feel that aspect of actively venturing out to serve tea is a key part of Sencha. The world of Sencha is all around us, whether enjoying tea in a beautiful shrine or at a public park under the colorful autumn leaves. I have even performed a tea ceremony along the coast of Kamakura under the hot summer sun. It was wonderful to see many children come up and enjoy tea with me. I would also bring along a machine to make and serve shaved ice, which I topped with sweet gyokuro. That was something that both children and their moms and dads could enjoy. For me, it is very important to go beyond serving adults and reach the younger generations so they can experience and appreciate Sencha and Japanese culture. Kids are always welcome at my tea ceremonies. Over the past 2.5 years dealing with the coronavirus, training sessions with online students living overseas have increased. Online training began with students in Japan who I could not meet face-to-face. As I did more lessons, I started up training for people living overseas. Current students include people living all over the world, including the Netherlands and Hawaii. Until now, students have been Japanese, but in the future, I would like to begin doing lessons in English. There are people who can provide English lessons, so it is currently possible to give Sencha training online for people in Singapore. Teaware. Now, I would like to show you some of the teaware used in Senchado. We will begin with these 3 key pieces of teaware. First is the chashinko, which is for the tea leaves. It is a small container with a lid that holds our tea leaves. Next is the senbai, which is used for measuring out tea. You take the tea from the chashinko, like so, and measure it using the senbai. This we call the fuksa, which looks like this. The fuksa is used in cleaning the senbai measuring tool and the chashinko tea container. Next, we have this set of teaware. On top is what we call the bōfura. It is used to boil the water for brewing our tea. The bōfura sits upon what we call the ryōro. The ryōro contains a little charcoal, which is used to produce the fire to heat and boil the water. Next, let's look at the teaware we have on this tray. There are the ochawan, or teacups, and the chacho, also known as a kyusu, or Japanese teapot. All the procedures for pouring water and tea are conducted over this tray. In Senchado, we generally use 6 little teacups of about this size. There are 6 teacups in all, with 1 turned upside down, which is for the server to use in taste testing the tea. In a formal tea ceremony, 5 teacups are used to serve the guests. This is a type of teapot called a chacho. A small chacho like this is used for brewing gyokuro, for which you use only a little bit of water. This is called a suichu. This contains the water that we will infuse and drink as tea. The water in the suichu is poured into the bōfura, where it is boiled, after which it is poured into the chacho, where it becomes tea. Moving on to the teacups, the Obakubaisa School uses large-sized teacups like these. The traditional method is to pour tea evenly into the 5 small cups. But when serving a single guest, you can simply pour all the tea into 1 teacup. This is a custom unique to our particular school of Senchado. When drinking from the teacup, you want to keep your chin level and not tip your head back. The teacup is designed to facilitate a beautiful drinking posture. This is in line with the Obakubaisa School, which values the pursuit of aesthetics in tea drinking. Many of the teaware I have shown you, the chawan teacups, the chacho brewing pot, and the ryōro water boiler, are commonly white and made of porcelain. The white porcelain interior makes it easy to discern the natural color of the tea. Everyone should have their gyokuro ready in front of them. Let's get started making some delicious gyokuro together.